Well, let's get the thoughts of Peter Zalmayev in Kiev. He's the director of the Eurasia Democracy Initiative. Peter, always good to have you on this program. So many critics of President Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin say this is just another way of him targeting his critics and cracking down on dissent in the country. But when it comes to the Memorial Group, why was this organization in particular targeted?
Yeah, well, because yes, indeed, we are talking about two entities. They're linked and they're under the one umbrella structure. First, yesterday we had the shutdown of Memorial International, which deals largely with rehabilitating, victims of the Soviet crimes, including crimes of Joseph Stalin's regime. And today we had the closure of its sister organization, Memorial Human Rights Group. And if you had asked me yesterday, the picture would have been, Putin is trying to, in his effort to restore the greatness of the Soviet past, he's trying to hush up the crimes of Stalin's regime and rehabilitate the image of Stalin as a strong leader. In fact, trying to rewrite Russia's history in a very Orwellian sort of twist, whereas today's decision to shut down the Human Rights Group completes the picture, because it turns out that Vladimir Putin is also very concerned about the criticisms of his own regime. Indeed, the Memorial Human Rights Center has documented has compiled a list of 435 names which it considers political prisoners of Vladimir Putin's government. This is twice as many as in the late Soviet period, according to some accounts.
So, Peter, what does all of that mean for the people that Memorial was helping and the victims of that Stalin regime? What happens to them now?
Well, it means that many of them will not have their loved ones rehabilitated. The work has been ongoing. It's been ongoing for for 3 decades now. While for others, it might mean a revision of their dead relatives' histories. It is also, I think, meant as a signal to the rest of Russia. It goes beyond Memorial, obviously. It's a signal that you cannot, you have to toe the party line. You cannot question the regime's wisdom about what it's doing now, and it also applies retroactively. And that is the scariest part about this. Once again, Putin is trying to solidify the idea of Soviet victory in World War II in the minds of Russians, and make any sort of criticism of the official line punishable criminally. He's also rewriting the history of Russia's place in the Soviet Union. He's talking about the historical unity of Russians in Ukrainians as his troops are, massing around Ukraine's borders. So what we're dealing with is a return, in fact, to the Stalin's era view of history as servile, as at the service of the powers that be. And many of the observers, including international ones at the court hearing, were in fact heard saying that this is a return to Stalin's times.
And of course, many of those people, international viewers, they have been very critical of this. The US has been very critical. And this is something that we see all the time, international criticism, international condemnation. But nothing actually happens. I mean, can we expect anything to actually change?
Well, in light of what's Russia has faced as far as international condemnation of its actions, starting, let's say, in 2014, the real sort of start of a new Cold War between Russia and the rest of the world, the West in particular, this probably pales in comparison to Russia's invasion of the Crimea and the orchestration of hostilities in the east of Ukraine, which all has led to a series of sanctions against the Russian regime. I do not believe that this significantly will, affect the Western position regarding Russia. It may force these folks to go into exile and to work from abroad. But once again, I think Putin's goal has been to brand them as traitors to the cause of Russia's greatness and as fifth columnists. And, he's probably winning that war with a large portion of his electorate.
Peter Zalmayev, live to us there from Kiev. Great to get your analysis on this. Thank you so much.